On the stretch, Professor. Let's go ahead and get back in here.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
We're doing another coaching session, this time for Rakan. Champion definitely in my wheelhouse. Okay, good ward. This is patch 10.2. W over this wall, W over the wall. Yeah, she's having a problem here. No, wait, what? Just ping them all back, ping them all back. No, 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 y'all don't want to fight this. No. Now he's got to... I mean, maybe... That's a good save. Olaf's too strong. Okay, well, I guess that worked out. Pike never ignited. Victor never flashed. Like that, there was a lot of fortuitous things that happened there for y'all, so I guess that worked out, but that looked real dangerous to me. Speaking of summoners, I would have taken Ignite. Pretty much like always Ignite on Rakan, because you can get to their backline so easily, and you should be able to like get away. So you shouldn't need Exhaust to protect yourself. Like, you can use it to protect your AD carry, but I think it's better just to have that kill threat. It's useful even later on in the game when you get onto somebody on the back line. There's so many champs that heal too. Like Kayn, if he goes red Kayn. Like, his Ignite's just so useful. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm looking at the stream. I am streaming this as well, so if you want to come check out the stream, it's around 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Pretty much every night until around like 2:30 or 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Somebody check it out. Friendly, chill community. Now, one thing I've kind of learned with Pyke is try to put, if you're going to W him like that, you got to try to clip him on the side or like behind him. Because even if you start, like, you knock him up in the front with your W, he still gets to finish his hook animation. Like that. And he'll still pull you. Which sucks. Like, I don't know why it doesn't knock him out of his channel, but he gets to throw the hook, pretty much, if you knock him up with a W. So you want to clip him on the side so that it misses. It's hard to get that positionality sometimes, but just something to keep in mind is just to know he's probably going to hook you, even if you knock him up first, if you hit him in the front. Shield onto him. Shield onto him. Wait, you have shield? Where did you level up?
Killing spree.
You out of mana? No, I would have. So. Your shield's not on cooldown. Okay, so if he gets hooked, what you need to be thinking is, I'm gonna shield the Varus and then W the Jhin. So right there, shield the Varus, W the Jhin, and then you shield back to the Varus after that. Because the Jhin doesn't have any summoners either, because that level 1. So I think you could have at least traded for the Jhin.
Blue team double kill.
So anytime Pyke is like charging up, I don't think you were too low. I mean, let me see. Anytime Pyke's charging up, you know, you need to be thinking what happens if someone gets hit with the hook. You are pretty low, but you can take a hit from Jhin, a hit or two from Jhin. Yeah. Because Pyke just used all of his abilities on the on the Varus. So I think you could have shielded W the Jhin, because the Jhin was super low too. And I think if you W him, auto him, he's gonna be at like 100 HP. And then shield back to the Varus, and he might have been able to make it. I don't know. He didn't have his 4-shot charged at the time, though. I don't think. I don't know. It's risky, I guess, but that's probably what I would have done. You don't want to ward right here. It's not going to see a lot of what's going on in the jungle. You want to ward the camps.
When you feel like it, criticize my gameplay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Yeah, so I would have either warded the Raptor camp or the red camp. Raptors, like, this is my favorite place to ward if you only have one ward, because it helps keep your mid lane safe. They can see if there's a gank, but you also want to see the camps, because sometimes people just go through, especially Kane is going to, like, power farm his camps probably for the first, you know, 5 or 6 minutes, so. And I don't know if you're... What's your secondary? You don't have Ghost Poro, I don't think, or do you? What are your secondary runes? Yeah, you gotta be... I don't know. I think you could have turned that around if you went there. I mean, you gotta be kind of bold if you're playing Rakan a lot of times. Okay, go escape. Okay. Yeah, I see the reasoning behind the dragon. I don't know. If I'm already there, though, I'm probably just putting it on the Raptors. Although we saw them hitting the Raptors, I think. But if you're already going to the trouble of walking all the way around there, though, I just put it on a camp. If you're just, like, hanging out in the dragon pit and you don't want to give your position away, you can ward here. Like, if you don't want to walk in this area because there's a high probability something in there is warded most of the game, then, you know, you could just, like, ward here over the pit. What's up, Yeshua? Okay, you do have Ghost Poro. Then you definitely want to ward the camps if you have Ghost Poro, because you get an extra minute to, like, sit there and watch him. I saw some Rakans doing, some of them that were doing Ulti Hunter were also doing Zombie Ward, which I think the higher the elo gets, the better Zombie Ward is, because there's going to be more wards. Just in general on the map, everybody's going to have control wards, but to me, it was just taking forever to get that charged up, and it really doesn't give you a lot in the early game. It kind of depends, but I like the Ghost Poro better for early game warding. Yeah, we're doing, nice. Oh, wait, how are you level 3, though? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you gotta make sure you're getting the, like, the lane experience before you roam too much. I mean, the vision is really good, but, you know, you don't want to fall more than, like, 1 level max behind off of that vision. Because you haven't even died yet. It's just straight, like, I mean, you've been forced back a couple of times, which is similar to dying without the gold, but you still lose the experience. So yeah, I mean, yeah, the vision's good, but you gotta, get that experience first. I would get Moby Boots before I would get Warden's Mail. Either Moby Boots or Glacial Shroud. Probably Moby Boots. Like, you just really need that movement so that you get the experience. I mean, Moby Boots basically equate to experience because it allows you to go get your vision done and then get back to lane, or it allows you to back and then get back to lane. Aside from the obvious, like, you can rotate middle or jungle and get kills. Just, even if you're not, like, rotating to action, you're still getting more experience because you have Moby Boots. You know, one thing I've been thinking about again too, that I saw a couple of Challenger Rakans trying out a little bit more. It's hard to get a good read on, like, Rakan as a champion in high level play because people build, like, everything on him. There's really not a super consistent answer other than most people go Guardian. Everything else is kind of up for grabs. But Righteous Glory is something that seems like it could have a lot more value. With Olaf on your team, actually, I might consider rushing a Shirelius, because that item is so valuable with Olaf. Like, any movement speed with Olaf, because obviously he can't be slowed or stopped, so as long as he can get on him, like, there's nothing really they can do about it. So I think that getting Shirelius this game might be good. I do like Frozen Heart in some circumstances, but I'm not sure if this is one of those because they don't have any, like, their Jhin already has super slow auto attack speed. So, like, the attack speed's not gonna, like, matter that much. Okay, well, he flashed that, that's good. And then the other champions on their team don't, like, their casters, they don't really have that much attack speed. So, like, you are getting some value out of it, but I think that trying to get some movement speed for Olaf is potentially better.
Red team double kill.
Or even just like a Zeke's here, because I don't know, they do have mostly AD. Their Victor's not that fed. I mean, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I could see an argument for not getting Zeke's because the Varus is really underperforming, but you could also put Zeke's on Olaf. I think Aftershock on Rakan, I've thought about that. I've seen some people doing that. Against something like a Leona, I think it has a lot more value because, you know, she can kill you early on so easily. So I think there are certain spots, but I don't think against Pike Jhin that's one of those places. I mean, the Varus is having a bad time, and he's rushing Gensu's first item, which is pretty bad. You want to get Blather and Kate first.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
Tank support. What's the difference in the tank support items? What do you mean? You're saying, like, when should you get different ones? It depends on your champion. Right? Rakan is very flexible. Typically, you just get Z's. If you're not sure, like, what to get and you're playing a tank champion, just get Z's.
Red team's turret has been
It's pretty cost efficient. It's got a really powerful buff.
Blue team's turret has been
It's kind of a
destroyed.
jack of all trades. Rakan, like Knight's Vow is a lot weaker on Rakan than it is on other champs because he's considered ranged. Than other like engaged champs, I should say. He's considered ranged, so he only gets half value out of the passive. Okay, nice. It's good. What are you maxing also? Shield? I don't like the shield max. Not like right away, even in the laning phase. I like W. I make the case for W. There are some challengers that will go like either 3 points of Q and then max shield, or they'll just straight max all Q. I don't like that. I don't know. Obviously they're very smart players, they're very good players, but I feel like Q is just really for the laning phase, sort of. It doesn't do more damage than W. The main, like, and the heal off of Q is the same regardless of whether it's 1 level or 5 levels. Like, the only thing that you get off, because it's based on your level, not based on your points in Q. So, a couple of things that are useful for it are, like, it costs the same amount of mana every time, so it always costs 60. So it does save you mana, which is good, because the W goes up in price, 10 mana every point. So does shield. So you save mana. So if you don't want to go for a mana item early, I could see like maybe getting some Q, but every item that he rushes typically is a mana item. Hold on. Why didn't you... Okay, you didn't have your ult. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, y'all just need to get out of there. Really, like... Honestly, in this meta, one of the least efficient things to do is to stand up and try to pressure a tower. Like, when you get advantage in a lane... Okay, you just didn't have ult there. Alright, yeah. So you just ult run away. Okay. Okay, that's a good dodge. But yeah, like, the reason I say that, like, towers do matter, but... One of the big things is, like, they nerf plates so hard. And they, like, increase the armor on towers in general. And it's just so risky if you're up that far, especially if you don't have a lot of vision down. So, particularly when Dragon's up. So it would have been a lot better there just to, like, push it into the tower. And then either just take a back or, like, go play the vision game. Like, instead of sitting here auto-attacking... I mean, I guess it doesn't have plates, to be fair, so it just looks very tempting. But, like, with Dragon up, and you know your Olaf's on the top side of the map, so he can't help you if you get ganked. You just want to keep running. Yeah, he stays, too. Yeah, once he gets hooked there, if you don't have your ult, I'd probably just let him go. There's no way you turn that fight. They're just too strong, and he's too weak. Blast, maybe would have blast plan right there, although Pike would have killed you anyways. I think you just have to abandon it. So I probably would have just pushed in, backed up, and reset, but doesn't show Victor's arm. Yeah. But anyway, so I can see why some people would want to get Q, because the poke in lane, it's consistent, it only costs 60 mana. But people get mana items anyways early on, typically Zeke's. Even if you rush Shurelya's, that has mana regen on it. Righteous Glory's got Glacial as part of it. So like anything, Athene's, anything that somebody could potentially rush is going to have mana on it. So I don't think the mana is an issue, but not like a ton of an issue. It does have a lower cooldown. So if you're hitting it literally on cooldown, the Q versus instead of W early on, then maybe it has value. But I was watching, like I said, I was watching some of these Challenger games, and if you honestly sit there and watch how often they actually hit that Q, it's not that often in the laning phase. Like, they're certainly not hitting it on cooldown. You know, every 12 seconds they hit every Q, you know? So the damage is the same for all ends with W. Just like if you happen to hit a lot of Qs, maybe you get a bit more value out of it. However, if you have W, that's also your mobility. You can rotate around the map faster, so like if you're trying to rotate to a situation, you can like W over this wall. You're going from like bot lane to mid. You can W over the wall to get there faster, get around wards or whatever, and your W is going to be back up by the time you get there. Or if your team's trying to chase somebody down, or if you're trying to escape or whatever, having a lower cooldown on that W is a big deal. And it's wave clear. So when you need to push in and get a good back, or you want to push in and rotate and get vision or whatever, like your W is actually like pretty decent wave clear if you just corral all the minions to stand around you and W it. Like it does a decent amount of damage. So that's my case for W. I like the W max. There are some challengers that do W max. I think the most popular though is probably like some points in Q, either max Q or then Q and then E. But it's almost never just flat E because it gives you like no lane pressure whatsoever. Like it doesn't give you any damage. Especially when your ADC is like really underperforming. I mean, obviously the W2, if it's a long team fight, you get multiple chances to knock people up. So, I don't know. I just really don't like the Q. Putting points in Q. I think that is better than E. Nice. Okay, good. Yeah, get back here, get back here. I think you're playing a little too far back. I mean, you did get that, but...
Blue team double kill.
But then again, you're like, your W's on such a long cooldown. Like, maybe you just didn't have it back up for a very long time. You lower the cooldown by a lot on the W. It's like 2 seconds per point or something crazy. It's like 1.5 seconds or 2 seconds per point. You get a lot of value. So you get extra damage and you get like way lower cooldown on it. The Rakan has pretty long cooldowns early on. I mean, the shield is good for later. Like, if people are gonna do, I've thought about like doing like 3 points of W in the laning phase and then max shield, but if you're gonna max shield, I think you need to be going like AP or plus healing and shielding items, so you need to be going for like a Fiend's build or like an Ardent Sensor or something like that to really get extra value out of that shield. That's unfortunate. Okay, nice. And they blew heal too to try to get him out, so that's good. Braum, yeah, people are asking what should Braum get. The AD item, because he doesn't really have much in the way of AP ratios. He's got a little bit on his ult, I think, but yeah, just starting with the AD. And I think Thresh should probably start shoulder pads too. I had thought it was Relic Shield, but almost everybody gets shoulder pads. You do actually have some AD scaling off of your Flay on Thresh, so I think Thresh is probably also shoulder pads, but... Well, I mean, yeah, like, theirs is just not going to be that great. I mean, this is like a silver game or something, so, like, he's not going to have the fighting down. But you should be able to find ways to make plays with Rakan, and you're doing that, which is good. How much gold do you have? You have 1,000. Okay, after this dragon, you definitely need to go back and get Frozen Heart, because there's a huge difference in the components of Frozen Heart and the actual Frozen Heart. Try to get more vision down. Do you have any wards? You're out. Definitely back. You definitely need to back. Oh, he's back. Like right now. After dragon. Back, 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 back. No, you need to back, man. Okay, so this is a common theme from the other one. Like, you gotta get those back timings down. It's really, really important to get you back time. I know you want to, like, a ward on Baron, but it's extremely unlikely they're doing Baron that early with their team comp. Like, Jhin doesn't do it very quickly. You're getting, like, kind of hustled into like sticking around for these little fights. Like I'm also referencing the previous replay. Dylan's donated for 3 different coaching sessions in a row, so you're gonna see these 3 kind of in a row here. The last one was the Senna one, and that was, I think, a huge part of the early game that could have been optimized with the back timing. So anytime like you're out of wards and your vision falls off the map, really you should be backing when your vision's at like 30 seconds on your wards, because it's going to take you about 30 seconds to go back, get your stuff, and then get back to lane. You need to replace your wards like pretty close to either before they fall off or like basically right now. Okay, nice. Be careful here. Yeah, I think maybe you could have done a bit more there. I don't know, because you did have
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
quite a bit of health left, but it's tough to say. Like your W just feels like it's on a pretty long cooldown. Definitely the ignite. We talked about that earlier. Like that exhaust is not. I mean, you're getting him for the slow, I guess. Maybe I'll get him here. Pull him away from the. You need to get that blast plant. Okay, good. Yeah, go. Varus needs to be careful. He could actually kill the Varus. I don't think he's going to kill you, but... Gotta work on these W's a little bit. I mean, there's not much to say about that other than just practice him a little bit more, and... There have been a few key W's missed. I mean, I miss my fair share of W's too, but... That's something you gotta land. Okay, shield over there. That's kind of scary. Watch out for the set. Yeah, I know, but like I think that if you came through here and like, it is hard to hit it.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I think if you like came through here though and just like cut him off so he couldn't run through the tower again, but I don't know. It wasn't just that one. There's a couple other ones, but there's not anything to really say about that. That's why I don't usually talk about skill shot stuff. It's just like. Hit skill shots, but Alright, Dragon's up. This is soul for you guys, so you really you need to be like using everything over here. I don't know. I mean, this is like kind of important, but like that soul is really important. Like you need to get that. Get down there now. Like you should already be there. And there should be wards set up all around this place. If they want to trade Baron for soul, I'd do it. Like if you get Ocean Soul and they get Baron, it's fine. They have a Jhin or something. Whoever that is top lane. I think it's their Jhin. Alright, nice moves. she just killed herself. Actually, never mind. Kane's bad. Blanc. Ah, that champion, man. Yeah, I think Shirelia's is good. Shirelia's always like a huge item, especially when you have Olaf or Darius or, you know, a lot of these kind of like meatball champs that are really strong right now. Yeah, you can't look at that by yourself though, because y'all know they're probably all sort of around there. I mean, they do have it locked out, which is frustrating, but like you can't really stop them by yourself, you know. You have a control ward. Just put a control ward, like if you ward it normally and they have it warded, just put a control ward in the back of the pit. Because their control ward can't shut out your control ward. Yeah, you really can't like go look by yourself. Because they have so much rundown potential with the like the Pike, the Kayn, and even like Jin's ult that everyone's just kind of falling apart here trying to check this Baron. Like, just put a control ward in the back. If they clear it, they clear it, whatever. Buy you a little time. And then just, like, ward over this wall, like, maybe from here to here or something. But you can't walk around that edge unless your team is all there and you're ready to go. The way that you get them out of that, if you can just ward over this pit, is you wait on Gnar to get pressure bottom, or, you know, you come with your team and you just push up middle. But, like, if anybody's going to walk in there, it's got to be Olaf or Gnar. Someone that's tanky. Alright. You got a kill there, which is good. Like, should your whole team be there helping you secure vision around Baron and bait it? Probably. But they're not, you know? So, I know, I get baited into that stuff all the time, too. Trust me, I understand, but, you know, it's just how it is. If they're not there, they're not there. You're just going to have to settle for suboptimal vision. Oh, I know that pain, AJ. Trust me. Chat saying, at least Rakan has a chance of escaping, versus other enchanters don't. I'm well aware, which is why I play Rakan most of the time. Okay. Pulled himself out of his own hole. Blame me. Don't worry, Jolty. Yumi's getting a massive buff next patch, man. That's what all the all caps videos are saying. Okay. It is a spicy one. How did... Okay, so... Okay, he just got Hail Mary, Bear assaulted. Didn't have really as a... Okay. I mean, you did kill one of their, you know, big priority targets, or at least did a lot of damage to him. I'm okay with that. That's probably alright. I'm just kidding. I'm not sure if it's a buff to Yumi. They're changing stuff about her. I don't know if it's a buff. There's some stuff that's okay, but like they're lowering her heal on her, I guess percentage-wise, that's a massive buff. But yeah, like her E does, it's like less healing, but they are lowering the mana cost on her Q. The percentage current health is interesting. I was trying to do like some math on that. It's like, I think that's extra damage against people that aren't like as poke.
Red team's turret.
I don't know. We'll see when it comes out. I mean, maybe it's really strong. I didn't think the Sona movement thing was going to be that big of a deal, but okay, we got the pick there. I mean, sometimes I'm wrong about those things, but to me, it does not seem like it's going to move the needle that much. I mean, it looks competitive. Yeah, I mean, if Varus, you know, AFK, obviously it's not good. Nah. Really wish Olaf would have followed you there. There's no way you're catching Pike. Olaf's getting him. Yeah, see if you can get this. I mean, obviously the 4v5 is gonna be rough. You don't have the type of chance like you need a like a fighter. Maybe a rivet or something like that. It's really good. Maybe. You can try. They can still throw.
Team's inhibitors respawning soon.
What do you get next? I would probably get something like, I don't know, you could do Redemption. Yeah, that is one of the unfortunate kind of reality of sort of one-tricking is if you pick something that's perceived to be like really problematic in pro, then it's gonna get nerfed a lot. It sucks. Y'all probably could have had this if the Varus was there. It certainly would have been a lot closer, but yeah, the set's just kind of going to be difficult to stop. Okay, yeah, Olaf could work. I was just thrown off a little bit by the null magic mantle that I thought I saw there. Maybe I didn't see it correctly, but. That's an unfortunate reality. So obviously the Varus is, you know, the biggest reason why you lost the game, but I still think there were some things to work on, especially kind of some trends that I saw in the last couple of games. One is like the back timing, I think, is huge. You know, I know sticking around to like try to make an extra play or like get a little bit of extra vision. I mean, I'm guilty of doing that too, greeding out for vision sometimes, but in general, like after you complete a play and you have enough money to go get a big item, you need to go get that big item and refill your wards. So like after you did the dragon, you needed to go like complete your frozen heart and then come back out with fresh wards and reset. That way you're ready for when a fight breaks out. Because if a fight ever breaks out and you're sitting on like over 1,000 gold in the bank, then you're at a huge disadvantage for your team. So you want to make sure that you always spend that gold whenever you can. We talked about some of the build order and things like that. I recommend maxing W. You can get either 3 points of W, then switch to shield, or 3 points in Q and switch to shield. But you need something that does damage in the laning phase, I think. 3 points in either Q or W at least. And then you can kind of feel out the game from there. Otherwise, you're just not going to be able to trade. And I would definitely have Ignite. Like, Exhaust is okay, I guess, sometimes if they had, like, a lot of assassins. They do have a Cane. But specifically because of, like, Rakan's ability to engage, force fights, and potentially kill somebody in, like, one all-in, you really want to have that Ignite because you're going to have access to their backline. Exhaust is really for more, like, protection champs where, you know, you're staying back with your ADC and you're trying to peel and, you know, you're just not going to get close enough to their backline to Ignite. And they have, like, an assassin that you're really scared of, you know, like a Katarina or an Akali or something like that, and you're playing, like, Sona, you know, maybe Exhaust in a situation like that. But I think if you're playing an engaged champ that has kill threat, I'd play Ignite most of the time. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it's not going to help you a lot against Pyke because Pyke's isn't execute. So even if somebody's low, it doesn't matter if they're exhausted or not. So yeah, I would just default to Ignite. I think you're going to find very, very few situations where it's incorrect to take Ignite on Rakan. And then what else? Yeah, just kind of like just being aware of where the enemy might be and what the next thing you want to do is. Because there was one instance of this was around the Baron Pit that we talked about where after you had the inhibitor down, like, you know they're probably going to be somewhere around the pit. They did have it closed off with a control ward, but you could have put your own control ward over there to keep eyes on it until they come up and clear it. Or you could have maybe, like, walked up and warded over this wall. It's still a little dangerous, but you know they don't have this area warded because you had a control ward in this bush at the time. So you could have maybe just come up and, like, tried to ward over this wall, like, right here. So that way you can at least see if they're probably, like, in the area. They're obviously not doing it yet because you warded over the wall before the control ward shut it out, so there's no, like, super emergency to get there. But, like, warding over this wall would give you, like, some sense of if people are hovering around. I mean, they could kind of next level it and, like, everybody comes in this way and sneaks along this wall and gets in there, but it's unlikely at this elo. So that was one, and then number two, like, the fourth dragon was spawning the soul, and you're, like, up here trying to ward around Baron. You're, like, really late to the. I don't even think you showed up to the soul fight. You're, like, fighting middle instead. You need to be down here, like, setting up vision, like, ready to go on, like, a soul, you know, 30 seconds before it spawns, I think. Like, yeah, Baron vision is really important. You know, if you want to drop a ward there, it needs to be, like, way earlier, like a minute before dragon spawns, and then you need to go and use most of your resources on dragon. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you very much. Hopefully this helps out a little bit. Anyone else like a coaching session, you can email me at thestrategyprofessor@gmail.com. Let me know what you have in mind, and we'll see you next time.